I signed up for a 101-kilometer winter ultramarathon. Everyone told me I couldn't do it. I spent years living carefully, holding myself back, playing it safe. I'm done waiting. This year, I want to prove I can do hard things and find out what my limits actually are. So I chose one of the hardest ways to do it, Taliharja Vanakuri. Surviving this is going to be brutally hard for 3 reasons. First, 101 kilometers of unmarked trail with checkpoints only every 25 kilometers. Second, the freezing -20-degree Estonian winter, fully self-sustained. But the biggest obstacle of them all, I have zero experience, and I am completely underprepared. I'm a massive control freak. If I feel like I'm not completely in control, my mind starts falling apart. And exactly 12 hours before the race, I was facing 3 massive problems. First, I didn't know anything about the gear. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, and my survival equipment literally wouldn't fit into my bag.
It doesn't fit anything.
Second, my perfectionism. Because I couldn't get the bag right, my mind just started spiraling into a total panic about the unknown. And third, the reality. I had never done a 101-kilometer ultra in my life. And suddenly, my mind went, "What the hell are you doing? You are so underprepared. You can't even figure out your gear. You should just quit right now." I was completely ready to quit. However, I knew I couldn't give up because I had signed up for this race with 2 of my friends. This is Liis. She's the reason I ended up here in the first place. Her strength? She's fast, strong, and mentally hard to break. Her weakness? Absolutely zero patience for going slow. And this is Jan. He signed up only a week before the race. His strength? An unbreakable mindset. His weakness? Apparently making questionable decisions on very short notice. So there we were. We made it to the start line at the absolute last minute. And before we even realized what was happening, the race had already started. We were dead last. So we started running just to catch up. Which is exactly how you want to start the 101-kilometer race. Slightly late and already chasing people. Here's how this race works. There are basic survival checkpoints every 25 kilometers where you can get food, drinks, and the moment of warmth. But the real mission is the medals. To prove you actually completed the race, you have to collect 4 separate medals along the way at 13, 38, 67 and 84 kilometers. If you miss even one, you don't finish. So my mission was simple. Collect all 4 medals, stay in the race and get to the finish line. For the first hour, the energy was unreal. After all the pre-race panic, we were just relieved to finally be moving.
Very cool.
Everyone felt good. But that didn't last long. The pace was faster than I expected, and then the climb started. I wasn't used to this terrain. Only an hour and a half in, my legs were already heavy, and that's when it hit me. This is 101 kilometers. We still had 94 kilometers ahead of us, and my body was already complaining.
7K and I am exhausted. I'm already done.
I thought we were about to get our first medal.
First medals are there. Remember.
But no, we still had another 2 kilometers to go, and my legs were already paying for it. So we kept walking through the bog, step after step. The tower was somewhere ahead of us, but it felt like it kept moving further away. And then finally we saw it, the first medal point. For the first time that day, something felt close, and I felt relief. 13 kilometers done, first medal in my hand.
First medal.
88 kilometers still ahead. For a moment, it felt like a win. For the next hour, we actually felt good. We kept moving. But wait, I haven't even told you the worst part.
In 50K, the time limit is 10 hours, or we are disqualified.
The worst part is that there are cutoff times. If I don't reach 50K within 10 hours, I'm disqualified. And now I had about 6 hours to make it to the 50K meet camp. No buffer.
Liis is already so far.
Liis was already far ahead. Jan was almost 2 hours ahead, and I was falling behind.
I'm so behind. I have to run.
I tried to run. Then things started getting worse. My water was freezing.
I want to drink, but it's frozen. Oh, it doesn't work. Nothing.
My legs got heavier.
My legs already hurt. My lower back is hurting.
My stomach didn't feel right.
My stomach is not okay. I already don't want to eat.
Turns out, 101 kilometers takes a while, and suddenly it was dark. And I was alone. And that's when my mind started turning on me. Why am I here? What was I thinking? Why did I sign up for this? The snow felt heavier, my legs were already drained, and alone, everything felt harder. My pace was getting slower, the trail felt endless, and all I could think was, am I going to make the cutoff, or is my race going to end at 50k? And then somewhere in the dark, I got up with a small group. They started helping me. They gave me candy and hot water. But wait, do you remember this voice? Yeah, that's the same man. The same man who told us to hurry up for the view was now making hot water from snow in the middle of the forest. But there was one magical thing that saved me. Coffee. I love coffee, and thanks to the coffee I got the energy back.
I just got coffee.
I started feeling good.
I love people.
Then in the middle of the forest, there were people cheering us on. A small bonfire, a bit of warmth, and their energy pushed me forward. Thanks to that madness and those people, we finally got the second medal. 38 kilometers done, 2 medals in, 12 kilometers to the 50k meet camp. And for a moment it felt like we might actually make it. For a moment we got lost. We checked the GPS, we were going the wrong way, and I felt something in me drop. I was starting to look for a reason to stop.
It's ice inside my jacket.
That's when the little voice in my head came back. You can quit that 50k, that's already an ultra. You've done enough. You're behind your friends anyway. You're not going to catch them. Why continue? And it made sense. The closer we got to 50k, the more quitting started to feel reasonable. When we finally reached the 50k meet camp, we were late. 1 hour past the cutoff, I thought my race was over. And honestly, I was done. People around me were quitting. 2 people from our group quit there too. And if even they were stopping, then quitting started to feel okay. And that same voice came back. You made it to 50k, that's already an ultra. That can be your finish. You've done enough. This felt like my end. But then they gave us a chance to continue. And then I saw Liis and Jan. I hadn't seen them for 7 hours. And if they were still moving, then I couldn't let 50k be my ending. They left the meet camp before me. I stayed behind. I tried to get some energy back. And for the first time in hours, I knew something that helped. Liis and Jan were still out there, 1 hour ahead of me, and knowing they were out there gave me something to follow. So I left the meet camp with 2 people from my group, and from that moment on, I stopped thinking about quitting. I didn't feel ready at all for the rest of the race. But the decision was made. I was still in, and the only thing left to do was keep moving. And eventually, we reached the 3rd medal. 67 kilometers done, 3 medals in, and for a moment that felt huge, because 50k was supposed to be my ending, but I was still in the race, still moving toward the finish. But the trail didn't care. After the 3rd medal, everything got harder again. More climbs, more effort. Every step felt heavier than the last. The fatigue was settling deep into my body. My vision started to blur. I was moving slower now. And at 74 kilometers, one of us had to quit. A car pulled up, they asked if I wanted to quit too, and suddenly, the way out was right there. But then I thought about Liis and Jan. They were 1 hour ahead of me, and knowing that helped me stay in the race. So I kept going. The trail didn't get easier, but I didn't stop. And then, around 80 kilometers in, we somehow caught Liis and Jan. Do I have footage of this very important moment? Of course not. So you just have to believe me. After hours of thinking they were impossible to catch, they were there. Seeing them again gave me a burst of energy I hadn't felt for hours, and somehow I even ran past them. And at 84 kilometers I got my 4th medal, and that meant one part of the mission was complete. I had collected all 4 medals, now there was only one thing left, get to the finish line. But the race had one more dangerous place waiting for me, a place I had no idea was coming. The Dead House. This is the graveyard of the race. If you stop here to rest in the freezing cold, you don't continue. You just become another body at the Dead House. My mind was begging me to stop, to wait for Liis and Jan, but I knew I couldn't risk it.
Patterit oleks vaja.
So I made a strict rule, 6 minutes, not a second longer. We grabbed our energy drinks and got the hell out of there.
My only energy gets me from sleeping.
The finish was getting closer, but every meter felt longer than the last. After 101 kilometers, 22 hours and 58 minutes, thinking about all the obstacles I had to overcome, doubting if I could even make the start line, hearing people say I was completely unprepared, battling the -20-degree darkness and frozen gear, the brutal trail breaking me down, my legs screaming in pure agony, losing my friends and finding myself completely alone, and fighting that heavy whisper in my head telling me it's okay to just quit. But I finished, and standing at that finish line, physically destroyed, but completely unstoppable, I realized what this 101 kilometer hell actually gave me. It broke down the control freak inside me. It taught me when you are stripped down to absolute zero and you have nothing left to rely on, you don't break. You find out what you are actually made of. So if you have a crazy idea and you have people in your life saying you're not capable, or a voice in your head telling you you're not ready, don't listen to them. Step into the unknown. You are so much stronger than you think.